Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! This really has been the greatest honor of my life, and I say this because I never thought this YouTube channel would amount to anything, and it exceeded all of my expectations. I thought maybe I'd get 100 subscribers from talking about Descendants and Zombies and honoring the legacies of this franchise, the way it was meant to be honored for years. It's really hard to believe that it's been 10 years since Descendants and Zombies had a profound impact on all of our lives and touched each and every single one of our hearts. I can speak from experience that the feeling you get from talking about Descendants and Zombies is one to be honored, and one that you will never ever forget. If I could give a shout out to every podcast host on YouTube this evening, I think you should talk about Descendants and Zombies more than what you do and make more of an effort to do it, because the fans of Descendants and Zombies are incredibly supportive, and they have this never say die, never quit on you attitude. No matter who you are, what you're going through, they will forever and always love you, and their love is unconditional, and I've proven this time and time again to be true and to be reality of life, because each and every one of you have pulled me from out of obscurity time and time again. You have let me know that everything is going to be okay, and I've done the same for you, and because of that, we are the best of friends. And because we are the best of friends, I think there is no better way to honor you than to talk about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars the way they were meant to be talked about, with prestige, with honor, with respect. Because everybody is criticizing the Descendants and Zombies franchises, and for the life of me, I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with jealousy. Earlier today, I noticed that everybody started subscribing just before I headed out through the door. And after I came back, I said, the hell with this, I'm making another video for them, because they deserve to have videos made. Because all you're finding on YouTube are videos filled with criticism about your favorite stars, whether it be Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, whoever the criticism is shied on. You guys don't deserve that. And Kylie Cantrell deserves to open up her eyes every morning and know that she's loved by millions of people. Because that is the reality that she's faced with. She is opening up her eyes every morning on YouTube to criticism. Earlier this morning, I saw this video of Kylie Cantrell from last year, where Kylie Cantrell was reduced to tears because of her political point of view somehow, some way, finding its way into a conversation about Donald Trump and her relationship. Everything negative that they could talk about in this video, Kylie Cantrell was subject to discussing, which people had no business knowing about. Kylie Cantrell's personal life is Kylie Cantrell's personal life. And I've seen this video time and time again. I must have watched that video 100 times, but today I spoke on it because it was the first video I saw this morning in my recommendations on my YouTube account. Can we please leave Kylie Cantrell alone and out of the conversation in a negative way? And if we're talking about Kylie Cantrell, can we please show her the respect that she deserves? Because I have never seen a Disney star make so many sacrifices and be there for people time and time again in the way that Kylie Cantrell has been. Have we ever seen Dove Cameron be there for the fans as much as what Kylie Cantrell has been over the last 10 years? Sure we have, but we have never seen her be there as much as what Kylie Cantrell has been of recent years. Kylie Cantrell has represented the Descendants franchise and the Red character since embracing it in a way that I don't think anybody has ever had the power to do it. So because Kylie Cantrell has been there for us, it's time for us to be there for Kylie Cantrell. And we can show Kylie Cantrell the love and support that she needs to get through any situation or circumstance that she's befallen on her, because she is the victim of a lot of criticism, and so too are some of your favorite Descendants stars. That's why I created this YouTube channel. I wanted to take that away from them. And I wanted to say thank you to each and every single person who ever stood up proudly and said that they were a fan of Descendants and Zombies, because I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with that. If you are a fan of Descendants and Zombies, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for showing the support and the love for Descendants and Zombies that you have over the last 10 years, because this has been an incredible decade. This has been an incredible journey that each and every single one of you have had me on for the last 10 years. And if I could go back 10 years ago and relive this all over again and experience it, I wouldn't a heartbeat. If I was in possession of a pocket watch, that would be my greatest wish, because I would get to meet each and every single one of you individually over again, and I would get to share in this passion that brought us all together for Descendants and Zombies, and I would get to discuss it with you on my show. We would get to meet for the first time ever, just like we met for the first time, and we would have a whole lot of fun. I feel as if I've been a part of the Descendants franchise from the very first premiere all the way back in 2015. In 2015, nobody knew what to expect from the Descendants franchise. Nobody knew it was going to have as a profound impact on all of our hearts as what it did. But Descendants and Zombies exceeded the expectations of every critic that it had, and it had a fair share of criticism seen. But even in the light of all the criticism that it received, it had each and every one of you who were so loyal to the franchise and remain loyal to the franchise throughout the years. So if there's a profound thank you that needs to be said, it's to each and every one of you. In light of all of Kylie Cantrell's criticism and all of Dove Cameron's criticism, They had each and every one of you. And you helped them get through some of the most difficult situations in their lives when I couldn't be there. Because I had a lot going on in my own life. People were emailing me about the Descendants and Zombies franchises, advising me to check it out. I took it under consideration and advisement, and 10 years later I've created a Descendants and Zombies show talking about predictions and thoughts on what direction I think the plot is headed in, where I think the franchise is going. I think the franchise has a very promising future ahead of it, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it. This show, I never thought this show would put up over 500 subscribers. Now I'm sitting here with 3,000 subscribers tonight. I know for sure we'll hit 2,800 subscribers as of tomorrow or next week. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you have shown this YouTube channel, because this show would not be here without each and every one of you. I would not be here tonight if not for each and every one of you. Through the last 10 years, I have shared with you my personal experiences. I have shared with you my trials and tribulations that have related to Descendants and Zombies, about how I wanted to go down from being one of the greatest of all time more recently after seeing Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires be as fabulous as what it was, because that really was a fabulous production. And I can never seem to give it enough credit. While people chose to criticize it, I shied away from it because I could never seem to give it enough credit for the beautiful music, how the music got incredibly phenomenal, how the story got ultimately better with the introduction of Victor and Nova, and their story has yet to be told by Zombies 5, where we're going to see an expansion off of that, and they're really going to run away with it. I think they're really going to steal our hearts by Zombies 5. I just shuddered the idea of Zombies 5 not happening until summer 2028. But even if it doesn't happen until summer 2028, you guys will forever and always have this show. Now, I know this is a very difficult time of year. Everybody's heading back to school. We're in the first week of school. It's the first week of September, and I know that people can't watch these videos in school, and they can't watch them till after school, and they can't watch them until the weekends, so it's going to be very difficult to get subscribers. But I made a promise to you a year and a half ago that I would always and forever be here, and I will hold you to that promise, and I will be here every single day for the next 365 days uploading Descendants and Zombies videos for you, because that's what you've deserved for a very long time. While these other YouTube creators have promised you YouTube videos about Descendants and Zombies that you never see, this YouTube channel will always have something here for you. No matter if I have to review Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires 100 times over, The Rise of Red over 100 times over, the original Descendants movies again and again and again. We will do this on constant repeat until we get to the point where Descendants 5 sees its premiere, where we see Zombies 5 see its premiere, because we will see it excel to the heights of unprecedentedness and beyond the expectations of any critic that there may be out there of Descendants and Zombies, because people love to criticize it. I don't know why people love to criticize it when the music got better, the story was so phenomenal, and so many people felt inspired to be a part of theater, to be a part of acting, to be a part of dance classes. It's amazing how many people that actually dance are subscribed to this YouTube channel, who have a passion for theater and reading, are subscribed to this YouTube channel. It's amazing how many people feel inspired by talking about Descendants and Zombies and watching the movies. That's why this movie has seen over 781 million hours of stream time on Disney+. 781 million hours of stream time on Disney+, with Zombies coming right behind it with 250 million hours of stream time for every chapter of the franchise. That is unbelievable. I wish I had 250 million hours of stream time for this YouTube channel, but I will never get to that point. I know for sure this YouTube channel will see 2,800 subscribers by next weekend, but I don't know where this franchise is headed just as much as each and every one of you do. I'm just making predictions and thoughts on what I think I would like to see happen with the Descendants and Zombies franchises. You know, I think that a lot of people just try to one-up each other with these Descendants and Zombies videos and think they are the best. But I think there's really a certain pride that goes with creating Descendants and Zombies videos. You really have to be a die-hard fan of this kind of thing. And you really have to have watched the movies over 100 times, if not 1,000, to really get a feel of what to talk about for your show. I never ever prepare anything before this show. I just speak with an open heart and an open mind, because I think that's the most effective way to do it. If you're going to talk to a global audience about Descendants and Zombies, speak with an open heart and an open mind, and they will love you for forever. I've told you guys the craziest stories of how I thought I lived with a werewolf, how I thought my girlfriend was a vampire, but you guys really love those stories, and that's why I tell you them. Because you can never be too sure who you're going to date. You can never be too sure who your next door neighbor is, or who your roommate is going to be. And I found that out the hard way. There were more times often than enough I thought about shooting my roommate because I thought he was a werewolf. There were more times than often enough I thought about staking my girlfriend because she showed signs of a vampire transition. You don't know what can happen to you from one moment to the next, and you can never be too sure or too prepared for the zombie apocalypse to break out at any given moment. That's why I took the liberty of moving near a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could explode at any given moment, because I thought that would be an awesome way to create a bunch of Descendants and Zombies videos for you guys, and I've never left since. I've really enjoyed being your voice of Descendants and Zombies, and if you would allow me the honor of being your voice of Descendants and Zombies for just a little while longer, I'll make it worth your while, and I'll create the most interesting Descendants and Zombies videos that you have ever seen in your life. I will forever be an advocate for Ruby Rose Turner because she was my favorite Descendants character, because she inspired me to become a better person. Because of Ruby Rose Turner, I am much kinder than I've ever been in my entire life, because I was never the easiest guy to get along with. I was very difficult to deal with over my lifetime. But I've learned from my mistakes, I've learned from my experiences, and because of people like Ruby and Kylie, I like to believe that I turned over a new leaf, and I'm a better person. And I'm sure that all of you have felt encouraged to spread your own message of kindness through the songs Life is Sweeter When You're Wearing Red, because those songs were filled with so much courageous incentive that I have never seen before in my life. Sure, the original Descendants cast inspired us that dreams can happen for anybody, but did they really inspire you to be stronger and fearless and to become friends with more people ever before The Rise of Red premiered? I think after a 5-year hiatus, I think that Descendants did a really good job of really driving home the point of really how far kindness can go in this lifetime. Because I've often said on this show that I don't see enough kind people in this world, that I never see enough kindness being given to the people that deserve it. I think that if you go out of your way to show more kindness to people when they least expect it, you can really leave a forever imprint on somebody's heart, even when they least expect it. And I think that through the power of this show, I like to believe that I've conveyed that message of kindness. Some way or somehow, people are more kinder now in this lifetime because of this program. And I have each and every one of you to thank for this. You know, I'm just a guy that shoots videos out of his home. I don't professionally produce these shows at all, but I try my best to convey a positive message. And one of the greatest challenges as a YouTube creator by far is knowing that someone's going to hear your voice, because you don't know how many people your video is going to reach, you don't know how many people are going to hear your voice, and you don't know how many people are really going to take you serious, because I've commentated on a lot of niches. I've provided commentary for a lot of niches over the years, but I have never had this support for Descendants and Zombies like I've had from each and every one of you. And I just want to say thank you so much. You know, if there was one niche that I was going to go out with, it would have to be the niche of Descendants and Zombies. If I was going to die with anybody, it would be the fans of Descendants and Zombies. Because I really do believe in this with a passion. I really do believe in hope existing for somebody, how one can find true love. As we got from Zombies 4 down to the vampires. I mean, Zed and Addison wanted nothing more than to spend the rest of their lives together. And they had that opportunity. It may have taken them 7.5 years to realize it and get to that point after the torch was passed. But that's all they ever wanted to do, was spend the rest of their lives together. So that was a sign that times were changing, with Victor and Nova now having the responsibility to carry on the franchise, because they're going to go on to spend the rest of their lives together and become executive producers for Zombies. I myself have wanted to be an executive producer for Zombies because I think I have a lot to offer the franchise in the way of creative incentive, because you can never offer enough creative direction and incentive to a franchise that you love so much. There is no doubt in my heart that Meg Donnelly believes that Zombies was her road to success. It really paved the road to success for Meg Donnelly. She sits at home now with 250,000 people subscribed to her YouTube. Over 250,000 people subscribed to her X account, following her on all social media platforms because of the profound success that she had from being the star of Zombies. And then, of course, she wanted to be a part of the Superman movie. She was turned down for that role. She was brokenhearted over it. But I think that after what I saw with the Supergirl portrayal in the Superman movie really letting me down, I don't think that Meg Donnelly should be wasting her tears on the Supergirl movie. She needs to look at what she's done so positively, like American Housewife and the Winchesters, and how Zombies really changed her life. Because she came from a family with no acting experience whatsoever, and she really turned a negative into a positive, and became one of the most inspiring Disney Channel stars and characters of all time. The thing about Addison was incredibly beautiful, and she was so fearless at the same time. She discovered her origins and her history of being a zombie, her origins and history of being a werewolf, and eventually, by Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, we saw her and Zed make the decision that they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together for forever. And I really appreciated how in Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, there was no confliction between Zed and Addison. From the very beginning of the movie, they knew what they wanted. They had their hearts set to a dream, and that dream was to be together, and there was no confliction that was going to get in their way. They were together from the very beginning of the movie until the bitter end. By Zombies 2, we thought they were going to call it quits, but by Zombies 4, it was a whole different story. When Zed thought he was going to zombie out forever, he wanted Addison to know one thing, and that was that he loved her unconditionally forever and always. And you know, that's what I've always wanted a girl in a relationship with me to always know, is that regardless of what happens, I would forever and always love them and support them. And I really kept my word. While some of the relationships that I was in never worked out for the better, they went on to become stronger people, and I supported them. In every way possible, I supported them. And I think that's the greatest honor that a girl can be given, is to be honored with her decisions. If she doesn't think that something is going to work, you just have to give her space. And if she's meant to be with you for the rest of her life, she will always come back. I wish more guys thought the way that I did and had the same thought process, but that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes guys will just be complete idiots, but that's the way I've always looked at it. And that's what Zombies has really put out there, is that dreams are actually possible, and that's something that I can never give enough emphasis to. Because this YouTube channel really was a dream of mine. The more that I think about it, all I ever wanted was for my voice to be heard and to be taken seriously, and to eventually go down for being one of the greatest of all time. And some way or somehow, I like to believe that I did that. I don't know how for the life of me I was able to do it. I don't know if you thought all my videos were cool, you thought the videos were inspirational, you learned from the videos, you enjoyed hearing my commentaries on Descendants and Zombies, because the more that I think about it, I don't think that anybody goes out of their way to create these many commentaries about Descendants and Zombies. I'll do this all over again tomorrow morning, and I'll have no regrets for doing it, because there is no place in the world I would rather be than sitting behind this podcast microphone talking about your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars with the pride that you have to have when talking about your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars. There's really a passion that goes with this, and until a host of a YouTube show can have that passion and discover it, then they're not really going to do as good of a job providing you with commentaries. Do I think that Descendants and Zombies were 5-star productions no matter what aspect of the franchise you're talking about? Sure I do. A 5-year hiatus for Descendants really benefited it, because the story did get better. The music got better. The music was more uplifting. The music was more inspirational. The script was more inspirational about how two friends can overcome the most insurmountable of odds. All you got to do is just be there for each other. And with everything they encountered from the consequences of time travel, they were able to overcome every obstacle that was ever put in their way. Which makes me even more excited about Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, focusing on present-day Wonderland and the consequences of time travel. Because one should learn and know not to mess with the fabric of time and not expect consequences and think you're going to get away with it. There's going to be some new conflict now with Red having a sister for the very first time, with Leomani Segura coming in as Red's sister Pink, who I'm incredibly excited to meet. I'm really excited to see where we go from here with her character and what she will offer to the Descendants franchise and what sort of storylines will be created, because there is always an opportunity for a new storyline to present itself into the Descendants franchise, because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of fairy tale characters and inspiring moments that you can really take away from any fairy tale that could be a part of Descendants. I mean, whoever thought that Alice in Wonderland characters would be a part of the Descendants franchise and have such an influence on the Descendants universe? You know, I never thought that, but when I heard the news of the Descendants franchise joining forces with the Alice in Wonderland characters, I thought that was going to be really cool. I thought that was a tremendous opportunity for everybody. I was really looking for something special to talk about on my show at the time, and Descendants and Zombies was really coming into its own. It was more popular than it had ever been. There was a Worlds Collide tour rumored to be happening in 2025, so I jumped at the opportunity. You know, I don't care about monetization opportunities or the YPP program. I've never been here for that. I've been here for each and every one of you from the very first video that was uploaded. Because if you can remember back to my very first video on this YouTube channel over a year and a half ago, I made a promise to each and every one of you that I would be here forever and always uploading Descendants and Zombies videos no matter what was happening in my life. I would put it to the side and I would create a bunch of Descendants and Zombies videos for you regardless. And some way or somehow, I've fallen through with on my promise, and my promise of always being here with Descendants and Zombies videos for each and every single person who ever believed in the franchises. Because I know there are tens of millions of people on social media who believe in these franchises so much, who want to see Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland more than anything else in their life, who want to be a part of something special, having anything to do with Descendants and Zombies. So where does criticism find its way into the conversation? It's beyond me. Your guess is as good as mine. And I've just wanted to be a guy who talked about Descendants and Zombies for the value of it, and appreciated the value of it, and appreciated how much respect each and every single one of you had for the franchise and has carried with you for your entire life. How you dress up as your favorite Descendants of Zombies characters every year for Halloween. I love that so much. How you collect the dolls. How you collect so much Descendants of Zombies merchandise. It's truly unbelievable. I, for one, would love to have my own action figure, but I've never had the opportunity to do it. So Clarke and Trell has one-upped me with her own red doll. It's one thing to think about being immortalized as an action figure, but until you actually experience it and reveal the doll yourself, it is an unbelievable experience, because then you know that you've achieved legendary status. And I, for one, believe that every single one of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars have achieved legendary status one way or another. And if Miley Cyrus can go down in history just last year for being the youngest Disney legend in history to ever do it, to ever do that gig, I think your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars deserve the same respect and the same admiration and the same recognition. And I'm going to give you my word. I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that these Descendants of Zombie stars live on eternally and forever and always in each and every one of our hearts. And when I'm honored for all these videos by the Disney company, you guys are coming with me, because I will never ever forget you for having made this YouTube channel a profound success seemingly overnight, because that's really what happened. I just started uploading Descendants of Zombies videos and went to bed one night and woke up with over 1,000 views, and I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind how supportive each and every one of you were over my Descendants of Zombies videos, and I could never thank you enough. I tried to put into words time and time again how appreciative I was of each and every one of you, but I could never do it. And every single time that I tried to do it, I become very emotional, because when you guys could have quit on me, you didn't. You saw the good in me when nobody else did. Tonight, I can honestly say with an open heart and an open mind, you guys are all I have, and you guys are all I've had from the very beginning. So why am I going to jump on my show every morning and talk about Descendants of Zombies from morning until dusk every single night with nothing but the way of negative opinions and negative reviews? I have no right to do that. I have no business in the conversation offering you that. What I want to offer you and what I want to give to you is the best reviews that you have ever heard about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. Do I think that more opportunities could come knocking at Clarke and Trell's door? Sure I do. Do I think Meg Donnelly is one of the greatest of all time? You had better believe it. And I'm here to emphasize that through 100 Descendants of Zombies videos, even if I have to. If I have to create 100 Descendants of Zombies videos every day for the rest of my life, then so be it. I will create 100 Descendants of Zombies videos every day for the rest of my life, because I know how much this franchise means to each and every one of you. And I know what it's like to be in your position, excited for a Descendants or a Zombies movie premiere, excited to be a fan of Descendants and Zombies, who has a greater appreciation than anybody perhaps out there has of Descendants and Zombies. You know, 10 years ago, when I first heard the concept of Descendants and Zombies, I thought to myself, what is this? Is Disney turning the corner in the right way? I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what it was going to amount to. And 10 years later, this has been an incredible journey that each and every one of you had me on from the very beginning. And it's really been an honor of my existence to be able to podcast about Descendants and Zombies for you in a way that I think it's been meant to be podcasted about for a very long time. And I'm just so honored to have each and every one of you here with me. I know every morning of my life I tell you a lot of crazy stories, and I show up under the most bizarre circumstances, but I never ever fail to have a video uploaded for each and every one of you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of my way right now to have this video uploaded for you tonight, but I want you to know from my heart to yours that I am so honored to be in your presence. I am so honored to have you as a new subscriber on this YouTube channel. It's really hard to believe, just 4 more subscribers to go, and that will put us up to 2,800 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and then we're on the road to 3,000. Thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. It's really hard to believe that we are officially on the road to almost 3,000 subscribers for this YouTube channel, just 4 subscribers away. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all the milestones that this YouTube channel has reached, because I never ever thought that I would get to this point. I never ever thought that a year and a half later I'd still be talking about Descendants and Zombies with such respect that it deserves, because this respect has been deserved to Descendants and Zombies for a very long time, and I just feel so honored to be in your guys' presence every single night of my life and being given the respect that Descendants and Zombies deserves. So I think that we've accomplished our dream of really putting Descendants and Zombies out there in a way that it's been meant to be put out there for a very long time, and this really has been the greatest honor of my life and the most fun that I've had in my almost 30-year career. I started podcasting in 1999, ever since the age of 13. And now I'm almost 40, and I've almost got 30 years in at this. And all I've ever done is produce shows independently out of my home, both professionally and independently. And it's been a constant struggle. But knowing that I've always and forever had each and every one of you by my side, It's really been an honor of mine, and I can look forward to the foreseeable future talking about and discussing Descendants of Zombies with each and every one of you, because this story is far from over, and we still have a long way to go. And I'm just honored to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies here with you along for the ride. So if you would do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies for just a little while longer, perhaps, I'll do you the honor of doing great commentaries for Descendants of Zombies the way it was meant to be done. And we can go home with a smile on our face every single night and ride off into the sunset knowing that happily ever after actually has a chance of existing and forever does exist. How do you feel about that? I'm your host of Descendants of Zombies, your voice of Descendants of Zombies, Jonathan Clarke, saying thank you so much for watching my video tonight, finding my thumbnail and clicking on it when you didn't have to. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I think you're really going to like it here. You guys are some of my best friends, and it's an honor to be here for you every single day of my life. And even if it is for the rest of my life that I have to talk about Descendants of Zombies, I have no problem doing so because I know how much these franchises have meant to each and every one of you for your entire lives. We'll talk again tomorrow morning. Until then, keep kindness in your heart as I will keep you in mind. Bye, YouTube. We will talk again bright and early tomorrow morning.